of you after Ankur and I keep seeing each other every day, and that's awesome. But like I think we're doing something like this after a while. Hai na, Ankur? It's been a while now since we did like a
Yeah,
group
yeah.
call. Hai na?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Sounds good. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what's the Josh retreat?
Yay, 10,
25.
12, 12.
All right. That was an extremely naive attempt at getting everyone excited when I know everyone is excited. And so thank you guys for making the effort and for putting that faith in TOC. And we understand that the retreat is a significant commitment from each one of you towards learning and being together. And so we've had some very fruitful conversations with SP Jain, the latest one being yesterday. And we have agreed upon, some of the most fundamental things, etc. But the call today is to really go over logistics that will probably help you plan your visit. And of course, answer any questions that you have. For those of you who have been on a retreat, if you could just raise your hand, not physically but virtually. I knew it somebody was going to do it physically. And I was like, no, physically, virtually. Just raise your hands. And so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so Shefali, Anu, Navya, Aditya Gandhi is not raising his hand, but I know he was there for a retreat as well. Sonam has been for a retreat as well. I think so has Shweta. So yeah, I think quite a few of us have, but I almost think it's like a 50-50. So for those of you who've been to a retreat, you kind of know what to expect, but you also know that every retreat is different in many ways. And so this one being in a very, very different location, it's it's outside of India, and the logistics of it are going to be different. It's not a campus that you want to stay on. You want to be staying outside the campus, potentially in a hotel. So these kind of things are going to change your experience, and it's going to be different. So I would recommend that whoever has been there for previous retreats, discard your notions of what you've experienced. This is going to be a new experience, right? So don't like think that's going to be exactly the same. All right, Ankur, before I say anything else, would you like to add?
No, I think we can start. I mean, I don't want to comment anything as of now. We can start with some debrief, and then I'll come in when it's decided. Yeah. Go ahead, Bhakti.
Sounds good. So I am just trying to open up the agenda. Yeah, the agenda. Okay, so let's go. There are 3 or 4 major categories that we want to cover. The first one is travel and logistics. All right. Flight and visas. Please make sure that you book your flights in a way that you land as early as possible on, when I say as early as possible, I'm saying at least around 10 or 11 a.m. In Dubai on the 18th. Some of you are planning to get there on the 17th as well, I know. But the reason we're saying this is on the 18th, we have 2 university visits planned. And, we will reveal their names very, very soon. We don't want to say anything till it's all done and dusted, but they're pretty much done. So we will let you know that very, very soon within next week. But there are 2 university visits that are planned, and each visit is about 2.5 hours each. And the first one starts at around 2 p.m. Okay. So if you don't want to miss that, then I would highly recommend that you come in a way that you are in Dubai, and you will not be able to check into your hotels before 3 p.m. anyway. That's just how it is. And very rarely do they allow early check-in. So if you're able to swing that, that's up to you. But yeah, you will have to essentially drop your bags at the concierge at the bell desk. And then, we'll let you know where to meet, what's the meeting point, because most of you will be staying in the same hotel. And then, how we get together, etc. So the first day, which is the 18th, our university visit starts at 2 p.m. And then it goes on till 6:30 in the evening. There's also a dinner being planned that day only. All right. That day, the dinner is being planned where we will be inviting, as promised, a lot of local educators and counselors. We will be inviting them. Now, remember that July is holiday time, full summer holiday time in Dubai. So there is a chance that we will have, people turning up, but don't count on being able to schedule meetings in schools, etc., before or after, because schools are shut at that point. So counselors and all of these guys would end up coming to the dinner because of personal connects. But I would recommend that if you're planning to have meetings before or after, don't bank on it because schools are shut. Um, Make sure your visa is applied for in time. Do not wait till the end. Yes, there is an express visa that, like I mentioned, can be done in 48 hours. If you have a US visa, we had a conversation about that on the chat. Yes, in all likelihood, you don't need a visa. But again, please recheck it. We don't want any visa mess ups at the end of it. That will be a shame. That's point number one. Point number two, hotel. So we have two types. We will be giving you options for shared room accommodation and single accommodation. Like basically, you don't want to share a room, you're free, because at the end of the day, you're the ones who are paying for it, right? So whatever is the accommodation, and we've given you the upper cap of like what we're going to get it at. But if you want a full room to yourself, that's fine too. But we will float form, accommodation request form. Please note that this is going to be like very deadline driven, very timeline driven, and we cannot accommodate too many changes or any changes thereafter. So once we circulate that form, please make sure you fill the accommodation form in time, if you want to avail of the accommodation option that we're sharing. If you don't and you're doing your own thing, then you're fine. Third point, the ground transportation is not provided by the host university. So airport pickup and drop and internal transport will largely be managed, by all of us. So we have to do that ourselves. And so it makes sense for us to move in groups because it's just cheaper. That way it's more affordable. It makes more sense also from a timeliness perspective. So we will probably end up doing some kind of a buddy system. It's not a school picnic, but it is still, all of you are somewhere. I won't say a responsibility. I'm trying to choose my words, but we just want to make sure you're okay and that you are where you need to be. Okay. So we will try to figure out like some buddy system, grouping system, and so you can all kind of be together in transport, etc. as well. Now in terms of airport pickup and drop has to be managed by you. 19th, the hotel and SP Jain and back. 20th to the hotel, back to SP Jain, and then either you're going to the airport, or you're staying on. So wherever you're going to, basically long and short of it is you have to manage your ground transport. Now coming to the food. 19th, lunch and dinner will be provided. Okay. 18th, lunch and dinner will be provided. 19th, lunch and dinner will be provided. 20th, breakfast, lunch, and coffee will be provided. So this is basically the flow. So almost all your meals are taken care of. The only thing is that on the 19th, we are keeping it a free evening because we know that many of us would want to go out, explore. So 19th, there's no dinner at SP Jain. It's not provided. You can do what you want. You can go out, you can do your thing. So that's how it is. So 18th, lunch, dinner is provided, and of course, coffees, all of that. 19th, breakfast and lunch. Breakfast will be included in your hotel accommodation if you're taking accommodation with us. 20th is breakfast and lunch. Now, schedule we will share only in the second week of July. So please do not request us for the schedule before that. We don't release the schedule for any retreat until about 10 or 12 days or 2 weeks before the event, and with good reason, because It takes a while to curate, the kind of sessions that we want. If any of you are interested in conducting a session, and if it's aligned to the theme, then we can definitely have a chat. Just to reiterate, the theme of this entire retreat is unified paths, sharing guidance and outreach best practices between India and the Middle East. The focus is collaborations and best practice sharing. And that's the reason we are inviting local educators as well to a lot of this, not just the dinner, but even to several of these sessions. You can be rest assured that you will be sharing the classroom with folks from Dubai, who could be independent counselors, who could be school counselors, who could be university reps and all of that, okay? Now, last but not the least, do's and don'ts. Sorry, I have to do the monitor job, but there's no other option. So point number one, all sessions are mandatory. Please make sure you do not plan any sightseeing, any personal meetings, professional meetings, commitments, anything during the hours of the retreat. Anything you want to do before, after is fine. But please do not plan anything during, because remember, there's a very tight cohort. It's a cohort of 20 members. If 10 of you decide to do your own thing, there is absolutely no point in having this retreat. So please make sure, and this is mandatory, and this will have consequences. So if even one person decides to, say, okay, I'm going to go off and do my own thing, it's going to have consequences for that member. I mean, we will have to either blacklist you from retreats for the rest of the year. For obviously, you'll forfeit your deposit. There'll be a whole bunch of consequences. And we are taking this very seriously because there's a lot of effort that goes into planning this. The host university also makes a lot of effort, and it is absolutely inappropriate and not expected and unprofessional if folks just decide to do their own thing when the retreat is going on. That's not cool. The second is being on time. Please do not turn up 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes late. If a session is starting at 10, it's starting at 10. You need to be in the room at 9:50 or 9:55, right? Like, it's just basic stuff. But from our past experiences of retreats, we know that it's not as inherent for people to follow. We've all been out of the classrooms for years. We've been out of school and college for years. Being punctual is not something that comes naturally to many of us, and me included. And so we all have to make an effort, right? And last but not the least, participation. Just, make the most of it. You're there. Participate with enthusiasm. Ask your questions, make your notes, and none of you have ever disappointed on that front. You've all been always so enthusiastically participating in all the retreats that you may have come to. So that's it. I need a sip of water, so I'm going to pause now. Ankur, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bhakti, for introducing the retreat and what to expect. Before I jump into my comments, I just want to take some questions from everyone. I think that's a better way to start. Any questions about the retreat that you may have? I'm happy to take them.
Ankur, the only thing which I want to ask is, so now there are two airports which are functional in Dubai. One is the HP one, and one is the new Al Maktoum one. So which would be closest to eventually reach Dubai International Academic City? That's where the campus is, SP Jain's?
Yes, so all of you, that's a good question. There are multiple airports in UAE actually. So if you want to come to Academic City, SP Jain.
DXB is the closest. The original current airport is the closest.
That's the closest?
Yeah.
It is closest.
15 kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you and Dubai transport taxis are very costly.
Very costly,
So so keep that in mind. So landing at DXP, as Bhakti said, is the best. It is just about 30 minutes away from Academic City.
Correct. So that was one which I wanted to ask. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think Shefali and Anu have raised their hands. Yeah, Shefali, go ahead, and then Anu.
I
And
think
then
it's since the retreat.
नहीं, वो पहले से ही उन्होंने किए हुए हैं.
Oh, acha, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Anjali.
Down. Sorry.
Anjali, go ahead.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier also on the group that while I'm visiting Dubai, I am planning to visit some other universities as well. So many of the other counselors, other members also, they told us that, they are also interested. So if we could just get the names of the universities that we are going, so we can contact
So
others. Yeah, if you are already in talk with others, other
ठीक
universities,
है
then
तो
rope us in.
इस पे भी we can give you a clarity, Bhakti, if you are in agreement we can tell them. So we are in academic city. In academic city there are multiple campuses. You will find BITS, you will find Amity, Manipal, SP Jain में तो हम जा ही रहे हैं. Then you have Symbiosis has opened a new campus in Dubai, which is not in academic city, it is in Knowledge Village. So Dubai has two major educational institutions, special economic zones. One is academic city, which has the largest campuses, and then you have the Knowledge Village, which has smaller campuses. But both of these places host universities. You will be in academic city, and the first day that we plan to take you to a couple of universities. There are two universities, one in academic city, one in Knowledge Village, that we are in touch with. You will only and we are in touch with multiple universities ourselves. So I mean, there is interest in hosting you, but then we only can do so much in those 2 or 3 days. We can't go to every university. So from a curated perspective of the retreat, we can only do two universities on 18th, as Bhakti told you. 19th, you have to be at the retreat full day. And then 20th till about lunch, you are supposed to be at the retreat. Post that, if you feel, do you want to go out to some other campuses, please feel free to do so. You are free. I mean, the retreat gets over by 20th of July lunch. So, I mean, that's about it. And then, just I showed the website for Academic City, Knowledge Village. Then there are other campuses, American University Dubai, American University Sharjah, Canadian University Dubai, Middlesex University. I mean, dime a dozen. We know some university people. If you want to connect with those people, we are happy to connect with you to them, probably. But that will not be part of the retreat experience. That is separate, that you want to do on your own. Please feel free to do so. We are not bounding you to that you can only go to these universities.
Ankur, I think we'll just okay. So guys, since you are very keen to know which universities we're going to, this is nearly done, but we're still waiting for
But we
a
can tell them.
confirmation. So we will just give you the names right now. So one is BITS Dubai, and the second one is Symbiosis. So these are the two universities that we are working on getting you guys to. It's nearly done, but like I said, it could change, right? Anything can change, but that's nearly done. Other than that, I think even in the chat, Punya has put up some names as well, other than all the names that Ankur also mentioned. A good idea is for you all to come together, pool your network and contacts. Tell us if there are some that you don't have and you want us to share with you. Write to them as one, have one single representative of you, all of you, saying that, we're from TOC, we are visiting, we'd love to come and be at your campus. If you want to do it on the 17th or the 21st or the 20th in the second half also you have, but that's a Saturday. People are not working on Saturday in Dubai. So that's, 17th is probably a better choice, but that's up to you guys.
Thank you.
And even from that perspective, we are trying to reach out to like the dinner on 18th that we plan to host at Symbiosis. We are also planning to invite other university reps and career counselors also to that dinner, so that you also get to network with people. So I mean, we are trying our best to give you maximum exposure in terms of meeting new people and people from both university and the school side of the business there. But more the merrier, as Bhakti said. If you want to do that, one of you can take the lead and invite them to the dinner on 18th.
Actually, that's a good point. The dinner is so if you are talking to people already to visit their campuses and you want them to come, you want to invite them, it's a good thing to do reciprocity, right? So share their information with us, or we can send you the invite, you can forward it to them, but we need to know the count quickly. So let us know in advance. Cool. Any other questions?
Any other question?
No, I think we got from my side.
Awesome.
I think just for an idea, like who all are planning to stay after, just so that, we can all compile plans and see what it looks like. I think I would plan on staying until the Sunday evening or the Monday morning.
Yeah, because Navya, I think from Chandigarh, we'll have to fly on 17th. There's just one flight, it's an evening flight. And then the way back is morning only. The way back is 10:30 in the morning. So in any case, for me, it is 17th evening and probably 21st. I have not looked at what day it is. 21st or tops 22nd morning way back. So we can plan
Also,
according.
I was just curious in case anybody is interested in visiting NYU Abu Dhabi. So, because that is just, we could probably land there and come back to Dubai on our way back. So,
I'm keen, Navya.
I
Yeah.
can get in touch with you. Yeah. So we can plan our trip accordingly.
Me too, Navya. We spoke yesterday. Yeah.
So I was wondering if the universities and people are not working on Saturday and Sunday. So people who are interested in visiting other universities apart from the what TOC is offering, I think we'll have to fly to Dubai before like 18th, like maybe on 15th or 16th accordingly. Depends on
That
how
is
many
better.
universities are planning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anjali, we
yeah,
were
yeah.
planning on 16th. I mean, we can get in touch. Few of us are planning on 16th from Delhi. I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, please.
That is a
do that.
better bet for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
It'll
good.
be so much better because the weekend then is just essentially if you want to chill, that's fine, but you can't visit.
Correct.
Things are shut.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, and also from a school perspective, if you're trying to reach out to schools, I mean schools will be closed in Dubai. July and August is summer holiday break time, so keep that also in mind if you want to reach out to few schools. Yeah. So universities are in operation, yeah, but you can reach out to universities. But yeah, Parth, you want to ask anything?
Yeah, just one thing before Parth comes in is that needless to say, I'm reiterating that we are going to try our best to get as many stakeholders, not just schools, but independent counselors, university reps, as many relevant folks from the space, including, no, I'm not committing this, but like we're going to try and get some really solid people. If they're in the city, then it's going to be our attempt to get them to the dinner at least, if nothing, so you can network. Yeah, go ahead, Parth.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
I just wanted to respond to Bhakti about extending an invitation. So I have already emailed you. I got a response from you, but yeah, I wanted to extend an invitation to my co-founder. So if you could give me confirmation whenever possible, I'll let them know and they can also plan their travel accordingly.
Sure, we'll get back to you on that. We'll email you about it. Like that's why I said give me a couple of days. There are two things here. One is inviting schools and universities, and then you have I think it's an interesting idea to have edtech folks coming in. We just want to make sure that at the end of the day, it is conducive to like the people, I mean the members who are attending. Guests need to be relevant to those members. That's the point. And we're going through the profile that you've shared. And so again, absolutely, we are happy to look into it and we are doing that. So just give us a couple of days and we will definitely get back to you. Promise.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes.
So, Bhakti, the hotels, as I was asking you question about, so in case we are checking in on the 16th, ideal is either we are in the same area as we are looking for the hotels for the main retreat, or in the same hotel.
Yeah, ideal is that you're in the same hotel. Look, this is not campus accommodation, right?
It is not. Yeah. So do we have idea about hotel?
Yeah, hear me out. The accommodation form that we will share is going to have date options. Okay. And it's going to have options of shared or single accommodation. Now, based on those permutation combinations, we're going to try our best to see if one person wants a single room for the 16th, right? So we'll be like, okay, fine. There's one person on the 16th, whatever it may be. We'll let you know. So the accommodation form will have date options and we'll start the date options from the 15th, if you like. Just in case somebody wants to come in on the 15th. So we'll do that. It'll be 15th till the 22nd. Like those will be the date options.
Cool. Great.
Ideally, you should not have to move it, from one hotel to another. It's just a pain. It doesn't make sense.
It is.
Like, yeah.
Also, it would be too hot that time in Dubai. It would be crazy.
No, it's going to be raining though.
Rainy, is it?
It will
नहीं
start raining. थोड़ा तो rain होगा.
More hot, I think.
It'll
No,
be
no,
hot, but they have spots of rain in
So
Dubai.
I lived in Dubai for 3 years. Yeah, it will be
That was
hot.
many years ago. This is global warming I'm
नहीं
talking about now. आप 10
नहीं
साल पहले
अरे
गए हो,
अरे
अभी
वो
सिचुएशन बदल गई है. मैं
अरे
हर
नहीं भैया
साल जुलाई में दुबई में रहती हूँ and like I can tell you, I have seen rain in Dubai last year in July.
चलो इस पे बैठ कर
It was
लेते
the
हैं
end of
कि
July,
तुम जब
of
वहां पे
course.
होगी तो बारिश होगी
हाँ, मैं वहां पे हूँ तो बारिश होगी.
हाँ तो
Correct.
बारिश होगी लेकिन अगर वो बारिश हुई तो वन ऑफ दिन है वो दुबई का बट या
Yeah,
जनरली इट विल बी हॉट
it
जुलाई
will be
अगस्त
hot for
सितंबर
sure.
टिल अक्टूबर इट इज हॉट इन दुबई
And it's
Also,
humid.
how bad
या
are we going to expect the weather to be?
50,
Like
I think. 50 degrees, I
50?
think.
यार एक बात
That's
दुबई
like
की सबसे अच्छी
Delhi.
बात यह है दुबई की सबसे अच्छी बात यह
अरे
है कि
that's
वहां
like
चाहे
Delhi,
जितनी
forget
गर्मी
it.
हो
Uh,
आपको इतना पता ही नहीं लगता बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज इनसाइड
Underground,
आपका
right?
या इट्स एवरीथिंग इज एयर कंडीशन यू डोंट नीड टू कम
Air
आउट इन द
conditioner.
इवनिंग्स इज ब्यूटीफुल
Indoors.
बिकॉज इट्स सैंड you will find such a pleasant weather in the evenings you can go out you can मतलब
Yeah.
बीच पे जाना है आपको बीच पे जाओ आपको पार्टी करना है पूरी रात वहां पे मतलब
And currently तो ये
that
दिखा रहा
ways
है जुलाई में 40 is max, 30 is lowest and rain days is 0 at this point. Even in August, even in सब मतलब rain days 0 आ रहा है, 40 degrees is highest, 30 degrees is lowest.
Better than what we have in North India right now.
Exactly. It's going to be better than Delhi. I think so, yeah.
परफेक्ट है वेदर तो
I like
और मैंने
Punya's.
दो होटल मैंने दिए हैं आपको व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में दीज आर द टू होटल्स दैट यू कैन लुक फॉर रेडिसन रेड दुबई सिलिकॉन ओएसिस एंड प्रीमियर इन we are trying to work with SP Jain to get you corporate rates. We will get corporate rates for you that we have told you already. But yeah, Premier Inn and Radisson Red Dubai Silicon Oasis are the preferred hotels that have been recommended by SP Jain to us. And both of them, you can look at twin sharing ka aapko already we have given you the price somewhere around 150 dirhams per person, including breakfast. And otherwise, if you want to go on your own, I think you'll at least pay more than what we'll get you in terms of from the corporate rates. So wait for the SP Gen team to give us the go ahead, and then as Bhakti said, we'll circulate a form. You can, book your hotels as per 16th or 15th. I don't know. I think corporate rates will work for all dates. So we are happy to circulate that.
And if you guys, so good point, Parth. I have shared the number of my travel agent, Syed. He's excellent. If you guys want to do like group bookings and you want it seamless, you don't want to break your head in figuring out flights, you can just tell him, listen, these are the dates, give me flight options, whatever. If you have your own travel agent, that's fine too. If you want group bookings, you can talk to him, or I would say any travel agent for that matter that you trust, you can do that. The second point is also for accommodation. Look, like I said, this is not like other retreats. You're not going to be staying in the campus, okay? So your discipline is very, very important because you will be in other places and you will have to get yourself there. Now, if you're staying by yourself anyway in a hotel, and Airbnb is also a good option. There are also suites. These are apartment suites. They're excellent options of apartment suites. Millennium is a great brand. They have Bingati is a really good brand. They have some really good suite residences. That is what I do when I go to Dubai, and they have like 2-3 bedroom apartments as well. So if you want to look at those options, you can do that. So yeah, you have multiple options. Make the most of it. All you need to do is turn up on time for whatever is scheduled. The rest, knock yourself out. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Any other questions?
So,
All right. I
तो
think
ये
I'm going
एमिरेट्स वाले
हाँ
32,000 मिल रहा है किसी को 28,000 मिल रहा है गुड डील्स है ठीक है, ले लो
Very
Emirates
good.
की flight अगर तुम्हें मिल रही
I
है
know.
ये वाली।
And it's only with these 1 or 2 days is what my agent said. So I'm happy to share her number if anybody wants to.
Very
करा
good.
लो भैया, करा दो, शेयर कर दो WhatsApp ग्रुप में,
Sure.
लोगों को हेल्प ही हो जाएगी।
बिल्कुल।
ठीक है, so I think visa, travel, hotel, I think sorted for you, dates आपको sort कर दिए हैं। Anything else anybody has in mind, please feel free to ask now, or if everything is sorted, then we are good to go.
Just repeating, if you have session ideas relevant to the theme and you want to collaborate with someone from this group who's coming, feel free to reach out, let us know. We're happy to talk about it. No promises, but we would love for many of you to be able to share your knowledge through sessions. It is at the end of the day, it's all of us learning from not just others, but from each other. Okay. So happy to hear your ideas. All right, guys, have a great Saturday. It's 11:35. I love it. 35 minutes, we're done.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Forward to